Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is not financial advice. I just heard a bunch of Miss Baby because it's about to get hot in the kitchen. Excuse me. I'm currently on a vacation. It's my wife's birthday. So again, shout out to her. But I want to get to the stock information and the crypto information because I want you to see what's going on and how I'm looking to make money in this market. The first banger on the list is NVIDIA. Now, make sure you talk to your licensed financial advisor. Investing carries risk. You know how it go. But I had heard something about NVIDIA, and you might have heard it too. If you own any one NVIDIA stock, even half of a share, put the ticker symbol in the chat. We're gonna keep it that simple. NVDA, if you own any NVIDIA. I'm gonna tell y'all something that my NVIDIA holders, you already know what time it is. NVIDIA dips as SoftBank dumps the entire $5.8 billion position in the chip designer, aka NVIDIA. They dumped it. They had NVIDIA, they dumped out of it, and now everybody in the market, oh, we need to get out of our NVIDIA. SoftBank sold their NVIDIA. First of all, when was the last time that you made a financial decision based off of SoftBank? The answer is never. Okay, I got you. Now, I want to bring you some of the receipts and show you how SoftBank played themselves in the past so you can see how we not going to play ourselves going forward listening to them. Check this out. They said this. They want to put more of their investment into OpenAI. Okay, we hear you. That's fine. And they're saying they got nothing to do with NVIDIA itself. But now they're trying to play around. But listen to this, right? There's a chart. And this chart shows us that in 2018, they had over $7 billion worth of NVIDIA. And then they sold it. And then they jumped back in 2020. And then they sold that for $5 billion. So I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh, cool. That makes sense. Then I think about it, I go and run the numbers. I go back in time and I look and I say, yo, whoa, if you think about all of the stock splits that NVIDIA did, and you think about what the price used to be in 2018, NVIDIA was $3.34 on December 31st, 2018. So if they had $7 billion worth of it then, and then they sold for $5 billion now, hold up. The numbers ain't adding up. They sold out and then jumped back in at the wrong time. SoftBank would have made $397 billion in profit if they held their NVIDIA investment until November 2025, based on their original $7 billion purchase at $3.34 a share, adjusted for the stock splits, resulting in now the value being over 193. Family, they played themselves. I'm not listening to them. It's as simple as that. Who am I listening to? Myself and my research and my tools that I have that I've been killing it with. And I want to show y'all this. I'm up currently $21,000 in NVIDIA shares alone. This doesn't even account for the options that I played on NVIDIA. And then in another account, I'm up another 8,000. So I'm up almost 30K on NVIDIA. This don't even account for the options like I was saying. And I want to give a shout out to everybody who's trying to join the team, because I just got a message from my team who's handling my calendar. And they said, Keenan, the team is all caught up and ready to receive new calls for the calendar. If you are ready to join KGU, the time is now. If you're ready to get my trade alerts and get in with us, family, where I'm showing you trade after trade after trade, walking the family through step by step. Family, I see you over there. Get on now before it fill up again. And then you have to wait until the next cycle. So the link is going to be in the very top of the description. I had just did a call on AMD, and this one made over $400. And I alerted the family, like people often don't know how to do, when you get in, but you don't know when to get out. I alerted the family that it's okay now, boom, to raise your stop loss, which we teach you how to do as well, and jump out of that in profit. Now I want to get to NVIDIA again, being $193 at the time of this recording. And NVIDIA, it had already got up to about 212. That was the all-time high on NVIDIA. However, I believe that NVIDIA could go to about 225 in under, let's call it a few months, as long as the government don't do nothing silly, which, like I said, that's a tall order. That's a lot to ask out of them to not do something silly. As long as they relax a little bit with the tariff news and so on, right? We relax on that, then we're going to be able to see this, in my opinion, go all the way up there. I don't got no doubt in my mind, family. However, there are price targets from Wall Street now coming out saying it's going to 238, which I would like to see as well. I got another banger for you. Put an AMD in the chat if you own even one share of this one. And this is AMD. I want to put y'all up on some game. It depends on the app that you got. But if you on Robinhood, if you on Webull, if you on Moomoo, or any of these apps on your phone, what I want you to do is, when you get spooked out in the market, when you see these things coming down, you're going to zoom out to the monthly time frame, the 1 month, 1M. And then as soon as you see where there's a bounce point. Notice that on this line, there's 2 bounce points. Where this red line is, this is called the level of support on a monthly time frame. If you would have looked at that, you would have been able to catch AMD drop all the way from where it was, all the way down at about 225. That's what that red line is. And it hit that level before on the monthly, came up, hit that level again. So when you thought, oh man, is it over? Is the time for the stock market to be in a bull market? Is that done? You would have said to yourself, oh no, it ain't done. It's just beginning. And you would have got in at 225 and now it's 240. It's even 243. It's probably moving a little bit by the time you see this. But I don't believe that it's going to stop there. The Bank of America said that they see it going to 300. But I got some even better news for my people who hold an AMD or my people who are looking and feel like they got in late. The CEO of AMD just said that AI in the AI market is moving faster than they even anticipated and faster than anything we've ever seen before. And they can see their market cap going to $1 trillion by 2030. But the good news, family, they already halfway there. When you look at the market cap all the way on the bottom right, you'll see that it's $386 billion. So almost halfway there. I'm sorry, I thought they was closer to the 500 billion, but it's even better now because they're even lower. And they're saying that their company could almost triple from here, which I could totally see that happening. There will never be a guarantee on the market. Talk to a licensed financial advisor in your area. You know how I go. But what I tell you is this. I want you to understand the game. I always try to put you up on the game so you can understand it and really get paid behind it too, family. I often tell you, you got to take the L off of learn so that you can earn. Trade with the chart and not with your heart. This is what I'm doing, and I want you to see. My AMD, I'm loading up. My NVIDIA, I'm loading up. They pumping this AI bubble stuff in your face, but ain't at the same time, you see artificial intelligence stealing everybody's job. So don't it make sense to own artificial intelligence versus they telling you one thing, but you're seeing another thing, right? How that work? How artificial intelligence is in a crazy bubble. Meanwhile, they stealing all of the jobs and they making all of the money. It ain't adding up right, family. It ain't adding up right. So I hear what they trying to say, but not enough that I'm gonna be a fool and miss out on this run like everybody else who is so afraid that they won't even take the step. No, I'm not gonna let them put fear in my heart. Fear is how you lose. Fear is why your mother, your father, your cousin, your aunt, they won't get into the stock market. They won't get into the crypto market because of fear. Oh, what if I lose some money? What if you lose money because you don't invest? That's what you need to think about. You know how much money I lost because I didn't buy Bitcoin when I first heard about it? You know how much money I lost because I didn't buy NVIDIA when I first heard about it? You know how much money I lost because I didn't buy AMD when I first heard about it? Now, that don't mean you buy everything when you first hear about it, but sometimes you know something is a little bit different and you know you're supposed to jump in. And even when you jump in late, you can still make money. So imagine that you didn't jump in late. But people who are afraid on the sideline, they're not even jumping in late. They're not going to jump in at all. And they're going to live their whole life being absolutely regular. Now, we all are regular to some extent, but you could be better than that, family, if you believe in yourself. One thing that I'm believing in myself with is my purchasing of Bitcoin. That's the third one. I've been mentioning Bitcoin time and time again. I want y'all to understand this. I ain't selling $1 out of Bitcoin. Nope, not one single dollar. What I'm doing is I'm loading up on it. I'm gonna let the people talk about, oh, Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that. They don't like Bitcoin. Hey, more for me. It is what it is. I'm gonna use this as my second path to extreme wealth. I'm using my regular path of investing into the stock market, and then my crypto path, Bitcoin. I'm getting an Ethereum too. I got a lot of Ethereum, but I'm really going heavy on the Bitcoin because I know this is what the institutions is getting at on, family. And I was talking to somebody while I was on this trip. I was on an excursion, and they was telling me, oh yeah, so you do stock market stuff. I don't really speak on like my YouTube channel and all of that. When I meet people in person, I like to just stay to myself with that. So then they asked, what do you do? I say, I teach people online how to invest. I keep it simple like that, right? And then they were like, oh yeah, man, the stock market is rigged. It's rigged for the elite. And I'm thinking to myself, it is rigged for the elite. It is rigged for the top 1%. But we know that they buying into the big companies like your NVIDIAs. We know that they buying in the S&P 500. We know that they allocate money in Bitcoin. So if they're going to rig those to go up, I might as well be along for the ride because I can see what time it is. But I'm smarter than your average person who's afraid on the market. And I want you to understand that it's not that I'm just some genius. It's not that you just some genius. It's that you smarter than they think. And that's why you're going to succeed. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Make sure y'all get in on that calendar right now so you can be in on the trades. We just took another win on the live. The market was only going to give us this much, but we was able to, boom, get in, get out on a win. got in another one, boom, get in and out on a win, and you win, and you win, and you win. Sometimes you might lose a little bit. That's how it go. But you're going to let fear of losing keep you from the riches that you can have, that financial freedom you can have. Family, if you're ready to try to get to that financial freedom with your boy, I see you on the calendar, family. Let's work. I love y'all. Take care.